When you drive in downtown Baghdad in a Humvee at 5:30 in the morning, you're going through the bazaars and whatnot, and you see all the people sleeping on the floor and cots. It just gets to a point as I'm standing there on top of standing on top of a Humvee with the 50 cal, you're wearing a U.S. Army uniform, saying like, how am I so blessed to be here where I'm at, not in their shoes?
It's definitely changed my life for the better, I believe. I mean, not like it doesn't have, you don't have your problems with it as well, but
I came home very humbled with things, seeing that they don't have a lot, and like it affected me with my children, especially because when we would go on convoys, little kids will run up to your convoy and they want candy and they want water and they want things like that that I took for granted giving to my kids all the time.
There's a good chunk of people who went the basic training with that are gone, you know. But it makes you think, like, I could have got those orders, you know, to go there, but my situation, you know, didn't play out like that. So I just feel fortunate to be alive, that's all.
probably the worst thing out of coming out of Iraq, driving through the southern United States, and you're going, and all of a sudden it's just bright lights, and you're like, what is going on? Especially me driving, right? And it's a checkpoint like you would have in Iraq. And you got this dude in uniform with a gun going, are you two men American citizens? We're like, yeah. And they're border patrol checkpoints along the highway. And to drive through that atmosphere, which I did not expect whatsoever, coming back from Iraq, that was not cool. At least the first checkpoint. I was like sweating, like what is going on?
Saying goodbye to them is like the hardest thing you will ever have to do in your life, because you leave and you don't know if you're coming back to them. And that's the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do in my life. When you talk to them on the phone and they're, Mom, I miss you. Mom, I love you. Mom, can you come home now? It's very hard, but at the same time, you kind of have to learn to deal with it and to let it go at times, because you can't risk having someone else injured because you weren't paying attention.
You get sad and upset because you miss your family. So then you develop patterns of blocking that out. And that's what a lot of guys do for so long in the military, is they just put up roadblocks. They'll throw it on top of that, you don't know if you are going to see them again, because you don't know if you're going to get blown up or a sniper might take your head off. Like, you don't know what's going to happen to you. You're in a combat zone. And I just feel fortunate that I walked out with all my fingers and toes, and I'm perfectly fine. I feel blessed every day of my life.
We don't all have PTSD, then it's almost saying like, oh, so veterans don't need help. But the problem is we do need help, but we all don't need help. But people don't want, us as a society hate gray issues. We don't want those gray areas, and we just want a yes or a no, and we don't think critically of our news or our government. And I think that is probably the real danger in our society today.